My child, listen carefully. He loves you, and because he loves you, he is revealing what your heart has been hiding even from yourself. There are moments when God's love feels like comfort, like healing, like warmth on a cold day, but there are other moments when His love feels like a mirror placed directly in front of your soul. These are the moments when He speaks not to shame you, not to condemn you, not to scare you, but to awaken a truth inside you that has been quietly suffocating under layers of distraction, disappointment, fear, and divided desires. God sees that your heart has been pulled in different directions. He sees the tension between what you say and what you feel, between what you desire and what you settle for, between what you pray for and what you cling to out of habit or fear. You think you've hidden some things well, but you have never once been hidden from Him. He has watched the gentle tremors beneath your hope, the shaking under your faith, the parts of you that want to fully trust but keep retreating into old patterns because the familiar feels safer than the promise of the unknown. And He is saying right now that He loves you too much to let you stay divided. He loves you too much to let you walk with a half-committed heart, too much to let you give Him only the parts of you that are easy to surrender while holding back the parts that scare you, the parts that demand sacrifice, the parts that require courage. He has seen the tears you cry over the people He never asked you to hold on to. He has seen the battles inside your mind because you are torn between pleasing Him and pleasing those you fear losing. He has witnessed your silent exhaustion because you are trying to serve two directions, two voices, two desires, two worlds. And because He loves you, He is calling you into wholeness. You have been asking God to move, but God is asking something deeper of you. He is asking for your alignment. Not just your words, not just your emotions during worship, not just your desperate midnight prayers, but your daily obedience, your hidden decisions, your unseen choices, your quiet yes when no one is watching. He is pulling your heart into focus. He is removing the fog of confusion that came from divided allegiance. You have been stretched between wanting God's promises and wanting to keep your comfort zones. You want His breakthrough but also want to keep your backup plans. You want His blessing but fear the cost of the pruning required to carry it. And so your heart has been split, unintentionally but undeniably. And God is not mad at you. He is not disappointed in you. He is not shocked by your struggle. He is not surprised by the contradiction you've been fighting. He simply wants you to see what He already sees. Part of you wants to move forward and part of you keeps looking backward. Like Lot's wife whose feet were leaving the city but whose heart was still inside it. This is why you have felt stuck. This is why you have felt tension. This is why your spirit has felt heavy, not because God abandoned you, but because He is confronting the division that has been quietly draining your strength. There are relationships that have pulled your heart away from Him even though you tried to convince yourself they were harmless. There are habits that have stolen your peace even though they offered temporary comfort. There are desires that looked good on the surface but were slowly weakening your connection to Him underneath. You have tried to hold on to things He has been gently asking you to release. Not because you are stubborn, but because you didn't fully see the weight they were pressing on your soul. But now you feel that weight. Now you feel that uneasiness. Now you feel the subtle ache inside your spirit when something isn't aligned with God's will. That ache is not guilt, it is clarity. That tug inside your heart is not punishment, it is direction. That heaviness is not God turning from you, it is God turning you toward Him. You have been praying for open doors, but right now God is addressing your heart before He addresses your circumstances. He is not withholding blessings, He is preparing capacity. A divided heart cannot hold a fulfilled promise. A distracted spirit cannot carry destiny. A conflicted soul cannot walk confidently into purpose. God is strengthening you from the inside out because He knows what He is about to trust you with. He knows the weight of the favor coming. He knows the responsibilities attached to the blessing. He knows the spiritual maturity required to handle what you have been asking for. And so He is revealing the divided parts of your heart not to shame you, but to heal you. He is showing you the places where fear still influences your choices. He is showing you the places where old wounds still whisper lies into your decisions. He is showing you the people you've placed above His voice, even without realizing it. He is showing you the desires that looked innocent but were slowly drawing your attention away from the path He has crafted for you. You may feel exposed, but He is not exposing you to break you, He is exposing the break so He can mend it. He is exposing the fracture so He can strengthen it. He is exposing the divided loyalties so He can make you whole. God knows what you truly desire even when the noise of life drowns it out. He knows you want to be faithful. He knows you want to obey. He knows you want to walk in purpose. He knows you want to please Him. He knows you want to break the cycles. He knows you want to stop going back to the things that hurt you. He knows you want to stop entertaining the people who only drain you. He knows you want to stop carrying the emotional weight of trying to be everything to everyone. And because He knows your heart, He is revealing what has been dividing it. This is why certain conversations no longer feel comfortable. This is why certain environments suddenly feel heavy. This is why certain temptations that used to attract you now feel empty. This is why certain people you used to chase after now feel distant. This is why your spirit gets unsettled when you try to force something God is trying to remove. He is not letting you stay where your heart can't grow. He is not letting you settle in places He has outgrown for you. He is not letting you stay tied to people who cannot walk into your next season. He is not letting you pretend that you're okay carrying burdens He never assigned to you. God is revealing the divided heart because He is preparing you for alignment. He is aligning your mind with your prayers. He is aligning your habits with your calling. He is aligning your desires with your destiny. He is aligning your relationships with your purpose. He is aligning your emotions with your faith, and I need you to understand something deep right now. God would not reveal this if He had no intention of healing it. He reveals what He intends to restore. He uncovers what He intends to strengthen. He confronts what He intends to transform. This revelation is not rejection, it is preparation. It is purification. It is elevation. Your divided heart is not a sign that you are unworthy. It is a sign that God is still working in you, still shaping you, still committed to your journey. If God were finished with you, He wouldn't be speaking to you right now. If His love had limits, He would not be correcting you with such care. If He were tired of you, He would not be calling you deeper. But He is calling you deeper. You feel it. You sense it. You know it. Something in you has been craving a pure connection with Him, a life with clarity, a heart with focus, a purpose without confusion. You are tired of being torn. You are tired of running in two directions. You are tired of emotional tug-of-war. You are tired of spiritual inconsistency. You are tired of giving effort to things that give you nothing in return. And God is using your exhaustion as a doorway into surrender. He is saying, "Let me have all of you, not just the parts you feel comfortable surrendering." He wants your fears. He wants your doubts. He wants your insecurities. He wants your broken pieces. He wants the part of you that still struggles. He wants the part of you that still feels weak. He wants the part of you that feels unqualified. He wants the part of you that keeps holding back because you think you need to fix yourself before approaching Him. You don't fix yourself first, you bring yourself first. You don't purify yourself, you surrender yourself. You don't strengthen yourself, you yield yourself. God is ready to unify your heart again. To merge your desires with His will, to restore your clarity, to quiet the noise inside you, to break the chains you've been wrestling with silently, to lift the burdens you carry privately. This is a season where God is going to show you what it feels like to be whole. Wholeness may feel unfamiliar at first. You have lived so long accommodating the pieces of your heart that were scattered by disappointment, heartbreak, fear, and unmet expectations. But God is gathering those pieces. He is restoring your focus. He is rebuilding your identity. He is strengthening your spirit. He is removing the attachments that weaken you. He is quieting the voices that confuse you. He is healing the wounds that divide you. He is pruning the desires that distract you. He is reconnecting you to a deeper sense of purpose, a clearer path, a stronger faith. And now God is bringing you into the part of the journey where He begins to separate what is weakening you from what is meant to strengthen you. You may feel it already, the subtle shift inside you, the quiet awakening that whispers, "I can't keep living like this. I can't stay tied to what keeps dividing me. Something in me is changing." That is God moving. That is God cleansing. That is God preparing. You didn't force this shift, He initiated it. You didn't create this longing for clarity, He planted it. You didn't wake up one day deciding to outgrow the things you once tolerated. God stirred that growth inside you because where He is taking you, your heart can no longer afford to be split. He is rewriting the rhythm of your spirit so you no longer respond to the things that once pulled you away from Him. There will be moments where you feel isolated, but that isolation is not abandonment, it is refinement. God often pulls you away from the noise so He can reveal the truth you couldn't hear when you were surrounded by distractions. Sometimes He quiets the room so He can amplify His voice. You may look around and feel like certain people are drifting away, but they are not drifting. God is creating distance. Distance is a form of protection. Distance is a form of direction. Distance is a form of divine rearrangement. Not everyone can sit close to you in the seasons where God is repairing your heart. Not everyone can speak into your spirit when God is reshaping your identity. Not everyone can stay connected to you when God is unplugging the wires that once drained your strength. The divided heart wasn't only about your desires, it was also about your connections. You didn't just desire the wrong things at times, you listened to the wrong voices. And God is cutting through the noise because He wants your heart aligned with His truth, not with the expectations of people who never understood your calling. You will notice that your discernment will grow sharper in this season. You will no longer tolerate conversations that lower your spirit. You will no longer entertain relationships that dilute your focus. You will no longer give your time, energy, or peace to situations that keep you emotionally fragmented. God is bringing you into a realm of spiritual maturity where you begin to feel, deeply and clearly, when something is not for you anymore. The signs were always there, but you didn't have the clarity to interpret them. Now you do. Now you sense the shift. Now you understand the uneasiness. Now you recognize the tension. It is God telling you, this can no longer follow you where I am taking you. And yet, even as He reveals this, He also knows the part of you that still hesitates. The part of you that wonders what life will look like without the familiar attachments. The part of you that fears loneliness. The part of you that worries about being misunderstood. The part of you that asks God, if I let this go, what will I have left? And God answers softly, you will have me, fully. And that is more than enough. He knows that releasing a divided heart requires courage, but He also knows that surrender creates space. And whatever space you give Him, He fills with something better. He is not just taking things away, He is making room. He is not just exposing what divides you, He is preparing what will complete you. He is not just pulling you away from misalignment, He is guiding you into purpose. Every time you let go of something that didn't belong, you make room for something that always did. God will never ask you to release what is good for you, He only asks you to release what is blocking what He has planned for you. Some of the things you thought you needed were actually standing in the way of the peace you've been praying for. Some of the people you were trying to keep close were actually the reason your spirit felt unsettled. Some of the memories you held onto were actually preventing your heart from healing. Some of the habits you escaped into were actually keeping you spiritually stagnant. And God is too invested in your future to let you keep sacrificing your peace for what He never intended for you. But the beautiful thing is this: God is patient with you. He doesn't demand transformation, He guides it. He doesn't force obedience, He invites it. He doesn't shame your weakness, He strengthens it. He doesn't rush your healing, He walks with you through it. He doesn't push you forward, He draws you closer. There are parts of your heart that are only now becoming ready to surrender because God has been working behind the scenes, loosening the grip of everything that once held your attention more tightly than His voice, and you will begin to notice something else. As God aligns your heart, you will start to feel peace in places where you once felt fear. Decisions that once overwhelmed you will suddenly feel clear. Temptations that once looked appealing will feel empty. People who once influenced you will lose their pull. The emotional tug-of-war will loosen. The confusion will settle. The heaviness will lift. Your spirit will start recognizing what is from Him and what is not. You will hear yourself saying, "This doesn't feel right anymore," not because you changed yourself, but because God changed your heart, and when God changes your heart, your life follows. Your patterns shift. Your priorities shift. Your desires shift. Your boundaries shift. Your relationships shift. Your perspective shifts. You stop craving distractions and start craving direction. You stop running to temporary comfort and start running to permanent truth. You stop giving your time to what drains you and start giving it to what grows you. God is maturing you in ways that may feel uncomfortable at first, but this discomfort is the evidence that transformation is happening. Your divided heart made room for confusion, but your healed heart will make room for clarity. Your divided heart made room for instability, but your healed heart will make room for purpose. Your divided heart made room for emotional scattering, but your healed heart will make room for focus, peace, and strength. You will begin to feel God's nearness in ways you haven't felt in a long time. Not because He moved, but because your heart is finally turning toward Him fully. You are being purified. You are being repositioned. You are being prepared. You are being strengthened. God is not just revealing a divided heart, He is restoring a united one. One that loves clearly. One that believes boldly. One that trusts deeply. One that follows willingly. One that walks faithfully. One that reflects Him more each day. And now God is taking you into the part of the process where He begins to rebuild what was weakened, restore what was broken, and revive what was buried under years of inner conflict. When your heart has been divided for a long time, you forget what wholeness feels like. You forget what peace feels like. You forget what it's like to breathe without heaviness pressing against your chest. You forget what it feels like to make decisions without fear fighting your clarity. You forget what it feels like to pray without doubt whispering under your breath. You forget what it feels like to trust without constantly expecting disappointment. But God is gently, steadily, patiently bringing you back to yourself, the version of you He always intended. The you that is aligned, the you that is undivided, the you that walks in confidence, the you that believes without trembling. As He brings you into this restoration, you will notice subtle changes within yourself, changes that you may not even fully understand at first. The things that once stressed you will no longer shake you the same way. The patterns that once pulled you back into old cycles will break their grip. The wounds that once defined your identity will lose their power. The fears that once held you hostage will begin to melt in the light of His presence. This is not you trying harder, this is God healing deeper. You won't always recognize the exact moment healing happens. Sometimes it's quiet, soft, almost unnoticed. But one day you wake up and realize, I don't feel the same anymore. Something has changed inside me. That something is God. There will also be moments where you feel Him pushing you to do things that once felt impossible. He will nudge you to set boundaries you were once afraid to set. He will urge you to speak up in moments you would have once remained silent. He will lead you away from relationships you once tolerated out of fear. He will guide you into opportunities you once believed you weren't ready for. He will stretch you, not to break you but to expand you. When the heart becomes whole, it becomes strong. When the heart becomes strong, it moves differently. It prays differently. It loves differently. It trusts differently. You are entering a season where God will not allow you to shrink into old versions of yourself. He will not let you collapse back into patterns that divided your heart. He will not let you return to the people or habits that fractured your peace. The season of settling is ending. You will feel God calling you to level up, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. You will feel Him calling you to rise above the noise you once entertained. You will feel Him calling you to think with clarity instead of reacting from insecurity. You will feel Him calling you to walk in strength instead of fear. You will feel Him calling you to stop apologizing for becoming the person He intended you to be. Your growth may intimidate others, especially those who benefited from your divided heart. When you were divided, you were easier to sway, easier to control, easier to guilt, easier to manipulate. But when you become whole, you become anchored. And anchored people are not swayed by opinions, guilt, or pressure. Anchored people do not break under emotional storms. Anchored people do not lose themselves to keep others comfortable. And God is anchoring you, not in yourself, but in Him. This is why He revealed the divided heart, not to expose your weakness, but to establish your strength. A person who knows their own heart can walk in truth. A person who is aligned with God can withstand any storm. A person who is healed internally cannot be shaken externally. God wants you rooted, grounded, centered. Not tossed between emotions or people or circumstances. Not pulled by temporary desires. Not stretched between what is holy and what is harmful. Not divided between pleasing God and pleasing man. He is anchoring your identity so deeply in His truth that no lie, not from the enemy, not from your past, not from your fear, will be able to uproot you again, and as your heart becomes whole, you will start seeing the world differently. You will see purpose where you once saw coincidence. You will see clarity where you once saw chaos. You will see potential where you once saw problems. You will see strength in places where you once saw weakness. God is renewing your vision. The divided heart created blurry vision, the healed heart creates spiritual clarity. And when your vision changes, your direction changes. You will no longer wander. You will no longer guess. You will no longer chase after things that were never meant to be yours. God is guiding you into alignment with His plan, His timing, His relationships, His purpose. You may even begin to feel a new kind of hunger inside you. A hunger for more of Him, a hunger for truth, a hunger for purity, a hunger for peace, a hunger for something deeper than what the world offers. This hunger is the sign that your spirit is waking up again. It's the sign that your heart is returning home. It's the sign that you are stepping into the version of yourself that was buried under the noise of life. God is reviving your spirit. He is reigniting the fire inside you. He is awakening the gifts, the calling, the sensitivity, the discernment, the courage that were dormant while your heart was divided, and as that hunger grows, so will your sensitivity to His presence. You will sense Him in moments where you used to feel nothing. You will feel His peace in situations that used to trigger anxiety. You will hear His whispers in spaces that used to be filled with confusion. You will feel His guidance in decisions that once overwhelmed you. You will experience His comfort in moments where you once felt alone. God is making Himself clearer to you because your heart is becoming clearer toward Him. Do not be surprised if people who once felt close now feel distant. Do not be alarmed if environments that once felt comfortable now feel wrong. Do not be confused if desires that once consumed you now feel empty. This is all part of the transformation. When the heart heals, it stops craving what broke it. When the heart unifies, it stops reaching for what divided it. When the heart aligns with God, it naturally rejects what misaligns with Him. You are not losing anything, you are outgrowing it, and God will place new desires inside you, desires that reflect purpose, not pain. Desires that reflect destiny, not distraction. Desires that reflect healing, not wounds. Desires that reflect truth, not fear. He will give you a heart that wants what He wants because that is where your peace lies. The divided heart made you question yourself constantly. The healed heart will give you confidence in Him. And now God begins to bring everything together: the healing, the clarity, the release, the restoration, the alignment. This is the part where what He has been working on inside you begins to show on the outside of your life. He has been dealing with the deepest parts of you not because He wanted to overwhelm you, but because He wanted to prepare you. You cannot step into your next chapter with a divided heart, and God loves you too fiercely to let you drag old, broken pieces into a season designed for your wholeness. You may not realize it now, but this inner work is the greatest gift He could give you. It is the foundation upon which He will build everything next. It is the spiritual preparation for doors you once thought were too big for you. It is the strengthening you needed to handle blessings you prayed for but weren't ready to carry. It is the shaping of your character so you don't lose yourself when God elevates you. And make no mistake, elevation is coming. There will be moments when you feel the shift so strongly it almost scares you. Not because something is wrong, but because you are stepping into unfamiliar peace. You are entering a life that reflects God more than your wounds. A life that flows instead of fights. A life that aligns instead of divides. You will begin to see why God had to expose the parts of your heart that were torn. They were keeping you from seeing Him clearly. They were blocking the very blessings you asked Him for. They were tying your spirit to things that had no place in your future. And now that He has begun to unify your heart, you are becoming someone who can hold the weight of what He is about to give you. The things that felt confusing before will begin to make sense. The prayers that felt unanswered will reveal themselves as protection. The delays you resented will uncover themselves as divine timing. The no you cried over will one day show itself as one of God's greatest mercies. You will see how every redirection was intentional, how every closed door was a rescue, how every separation was a setup for your alignment. You will look back at the version of you with the divided heart and say, "Now I understand. God wasn't punishing me, He was preparing me. God wasn't rejecting me, He was redirecting me. God wasn't exposing me to shame me, He was exposing what was hurting me." You will feel a strength rising in you that you didn't have before. A confidence that doesn't come from your achievements but from your alignment. A peace that doesn't come from predictability but from trust. A courage that doesn't come from knowing the path but from knowing the one guiding it. You will feel yourself standing taller, breathing deeper, thinking clearer. That's what happens when a heart becomes whole, it becomes steady. And a steady heart can hear God in ways a divided heart never could. This is the season where you will begin to attract things your old heart would have repelled. Healthy relationships. Real friendships. Purpose-filled opportunities. Doors that match your calling. Environments that nourish your spirit. Conversations that uplift your mind. You will realize how much God can give once you stop holding on to what was draining you. You will realize how much easier life feels when you stop resisting His direction. You will realize how protected you truly are when you let God remove what was weakening you. There will come a moment, sooner than you think, when something you once desired, fought for, cried over, or chased after will present itself again. And you will feel absolutely nothing. Not anger, not longing, not pain, just clarity. That moment will be the sign that your heart has healed. Not partially. Not temporarily. Fully. You will see that the emotional grip is gone, the spiritual fog has lifted, and the part of you that was once torn is now whole. That is when you will understand the depth of what God has done inside you, and after He heals your heart, He will guide your steps. Every step. Every detail. Every decision. You won't have to overthink like before. You won't have to battle yourself like before. You won't have to second-guess the nudges of the Holy Spirit. God will make the path smoother not because life becomes easy, but because your heart becomes aligned. Alignment creates acceleration. Alignment creates clarity. Alignment creates peace. Alignment creates favor. And alignment creates spiritual authority, the kind of authority that makes darkness back away, the kind that makes fear lose its power, the kind that makes temptation weaker, the kind that makes your identity unshakable. You will stop living in emotional survival mode. You will stop living in spiritual uncertainty. You will stop living in relational confusion. You will stop living with the kind of inner war that kept you exhausted. This is the season where God says, I am giving you your heart back, the heart I designed, the heart I purified. The heart I am filling with my strength, my direction, my truth. And when you walk with a healed heart, the world around you begins to transform because your inner world shapes your outer world more than you ever realized. One day, sooner than you expect, you will wake up and feel an overwhelming sense of peace. A peace that doesn't match your circumstances. A peace that doesn't come from everything being perfect. A peace that comes from knowing God is in control, God is guiding you, God is protecting you, God is restoring you, God is completing the work He began in you. And that peace will stay. It won't be a moment, it will be a lifestyle.